I am going to do a little bit more leather working. And if someone jumps into the chat, they jump in. If not, you'll just be enjoying me make completely sonically unpleasant noises. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two pieces and stitch them together similar to what I did over here so that the back of the helmet can lace up, and once I have its general shape, I can then finish more of the frills that go on here and find out if I need to cut one more, which might be an issue because I am out of purple dye. So I'd have to order another pot of that. So doing this because it's probably better than watching my face. Oh, I just dropped the needle. Whoop. It was in my sock. See, the background music that is playing right now is Tavern and Inn music that is supposedly domain free. So let me double check that. No copyright. Okay. So we're good letting this be our background noise. So let's see. Poke that through a little bit more so I can then come back in through the other way. There we go. I thought I knocked something off for a second. Let me just stick all these extra pieces over here. The reason it has taken me so long on this helmet is the interesting geography that is making something that goes around a human head. I was not sure I could actually do it, because everything else you can cut a dart or fold, and I saw patterns for this. I didn't have quite enough leather to pull off, so I tried to do something simpler I knew I could actually stitch up and do. I just hope the person I'm making this for is happy with it, even though I've taken forever to make this. Ow. Now here's to thinking I could do it blind so I didn't have to keep flipping it around. That's my phone dinging. Lord, my stitching's ugly. get this done quickly. My fingers are already trying to go numb. I thought I was going to have some more stitches. Should be done with stitches after this. So it should meet up like that a little bit. All right. What was I looking for in here again? Oh, there we go. A temporary tie cord. course, I need a tougher piece of cordage than this for when I finally ship this to them. Cord am I going to need for this? Can't use a shoelace. The eyelets are too small. Okay, let's see. Oh, I got headphones on, so let me put them down. That's about right. Okay. Alrighty, I gotta grab my punch because I thought I grabbed everything I needed and I did not. So, alright, I'm back. Now we're gonna do this. Alright, time to rivet, at least this one side. Dang it. This is when the horn of an anvil would come in handy. That was country. I don't know where that came from. Okay, that rivet's fine. And I dropped something. What is wrong with me? Those are not rivets. What? Where'd I put my setter? So that folds back and covers a good solid. Alright, now let me figure out which one of these pieces. This is the problem I have. It makes it 3D. I'm gonna have to cut one more piece. Shit. I do not have the purple dye. So I cannot finish tonight, but I can get as much as I need done as I can. So I know why some of it didn't take to the mop and glue like the rest of it. Temporarily tie you off again. Okay, no, it gets a little bit more of the rest of the room in here, but whatever. So, okay, how to figure this out? One more more piece that'll go right there. Out of there. Oh shoot, I might not have to make another one. I probably will, but if I could just press that in easier so I didn't have to rivet it as much. Okay, this is another thing I'll have to figure out. It might just be a piece of black leather that goes underneath there. Alright, let me see about getting these riveted in. I gotta stop setting my striker somewhere else. I'll be right back. I forgot I do have an anvil. But I don't know how much that's going to help. Actually, decent enough. Ow. I hope I'm not driving these wrong. That one didn't go on right. Give me just a moment. So what has just happened is I misstruck a rivet. Resulting in a bad connection on this rapid rivet. And I can't have that because I don't want this to pop loose while someone is wearing it in a LARP. I don't know how full contact it is or not, but let's see the cap. Move it over here. Wrong color. I need antique because that's what I started with. Much, much better. Let's see if this makes it a little bit easier. That one's secured. Uh-oh. I might have made an oopsie. Well, I can't go back to that now. Shoot. Because I can't. Oh, crap. I knew something like this was eventually going to happen. The thing I can do is pull this one right here that I actually did a good job on. Dang it. Redo this side. Well, it looks like I had mishit that rivet anyway, so that's fine. Let's show it to the side. You're the piece I have to fix. How did I fuck that one up? Guess I got 2 holes punched in this one. Okay, that one puts us. It was going too smoothly. That one's dang near perfectly driven in. Now to get this back in shape, so I make sure not to do that again. That's the wrong knot that I put in there. Dang it. Stay still. Starting to think I might have to cut some of this piece off. I got the longer shanks on this. Rivets. pretty solid. Okay. Cannon is also leatherworking, but he does not have the ability to show off his much more amazing. Oh, no, I might not need. Do anything, especially if I could, like, glue in some feathers or something there. Shoot, that might be good. Oh, wow. That'd be great. And then I just have to do the face stuff. I'll be right back, y'all. I think I hear my child doing something. My child was laughing at the Philadelphia Flyers mascot, which is an absolute monstrosity. Oh, God. My child finds it nightmare entertaining. And again, to be fair, Chad also watches a bunch of other shows. Fixed it.
You have here?
Oh, yeah. Hello?
I I connected on my phone. I don't know how long I'll be there.
Oh, okay. I am just. Don't know if you can see, but I've finally gotten the. I've gotten the whole upper part of the helmet done.
Yeah, I can kind of see it. It's in the shade.
Oh, sorry. Let's see. Okay.
It's looking pretty good.
I'm happy with it. I keep thinking it's like, yeah, I've gotten the hard part out of the way. Then I looked, I got to attach the face mask. But that should
Which
just
face mask?
got the face mask and then the ear covers that it'll snap to if I haven't.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure I got this. What are you working on?
I I sent a picture to the bonus roundtable, but I've got 3 leaf bag flaps cut and tooled, and I've got 3 different sizes of dice bag leather wraps cut and tooled. I'm thinking to start dyeing them. I don't know if it's come through yet or not.
Oh, I see it. Got this like really neat leaf pattern on some of them,
Yeah,
and then I see
yeah,
I see it says critical hit.
yeah. That's going to be my large dice bag.
Nice. Nice. I was having to look on my phone because if I change the screen on Discord, it'll pop up online. The only
What, the
issue,
picture?
yeah, I had to look. Oh no, if I change it, it'll the webcam will go away because I just got a Discord capture right now.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
mostly lines up in the back, and let's see. I'm going to put my headset down to see how this fits on a noggin. I don't know if it actually shows up or not, but it's actually loose on my head, so that's good.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah,
So
kind of got a Romanesque look to it.
I was trying to figure out what I could do with the leather I have.
Oh, excuse me. Back up now. Renly's joining me.
Hey, Renly.
He just got brought in for the evening.
You just got brought in.
Yeah. I usually, especially when it's chilly outside, I usually try to bring him in, and I've got a radiant heater upstairs. And when it got so cold, well, yeah, when it got so cold this past time, I opted to move his kennel upstairs so he could
Stay
have
warm.
access to heat.
Yeah, that's good. That's going to eventually be a focus for the shop. But right now, I got it cleaned out, got the addition finished. I need to still spray some spray foam in a couple places and put the transition flashing on. But it's been so wet, I'm not getting on a roof.
You know, I've got 15 bundles of insulation sitting up here right now that I've started putting some in the walls, and I've just about got all of my walls done with insulation. I've got a third of my ceiling done with insulation, and all of my side transitions on the roof are a majority done. I've got a little bit more to do on them. Probably going to have way more insulation than I need upstairs, but when I bought it, I had to order it in because they're not stocking it anymore. So I opted to go ahead and get 24 bundles at the time and have the insulation for downstairs without having to reorder it. And I had the cash to pay for it. So
That's good. Speaking of that, I got to remember to finish my taxes up tomorrow.
I've still got to work on taxes. Putting that in.
Huh? Oh, getting it
I
in.
said I'm putting it off.
I'm trying not to.
Well, we've got Charlotte oddities coming up next weekend, and they changed it to a 2-day. And Dusty's worried about having enough stuff for the table because last year we did almost $4,000 in a day.
Nice.
And I'm trying to put together as much leather that I already had stuff started on as I can for her to have. You normally don't put my leather on the table because it's not in the oddities uh, frame of theme. But we've also got a Ren Fair and the Steampunk Exposition coming up. We'll have one weekend off, and then we've got the Ren Fair, and then the very next weekend is the steampunk thing. So
What weekend is
it's
the Steampunk Makers Fair again?
the second weekend in March, the
All right.
10th, 11th, and 12th, I think it is.
Okay. I might try to bring Vincent down to see everybody. I am unsure if we can actually make it since we didn't get a table in time.
Yeah,
The roof needing to be fixed is kind of killed any fun travel.
yeah, I understand that. We're
But
working on getting the house foundation started here pretty quick. I'm still working on the access on the road to get up to the house site so I can start stockpiling material and be able to get the tractor up there safely and start digging on the foundation.
have you ever thought about recording your process on building the house and posting it up online?
I have, because there's a lot of homesteading videos that I watch on YouTube, and that's basically what they're doing. They film their process, but I would have to do just pictures. I don't think I could do video, because if I did video, there wouldn't be any audio with it.
Like
Because
you could always do narration over it, or just kind of like
yeah,
my self reliance that Colin and I watch. It's just there's either music over it or just ambient noise.
yeah, I watch uh, Mr. Chickadee when he posts stuff. He just got music over his. There's no audio whatsoever other than music. But he does everything old style, hand tools from start to finish.
More power to anybody that does that.
I
I
mean, he's doing timber framing, furniture, anything he wants to build. He builds it with hand tools. And he starts from rough stock from trees that he's usually cut down.
That's kind of how the guy on my self reliance is. He does, unless it's something that he like milling. He mills with a chainsaw mill.
Yeah.
And I think it's a larger chainsaw setup. I don't think he has a separate sawmill. Let's see. Give me a second. I got to figure out where I'm about to position these ears, because the mannequin head I got is not big enough.
Too small.
Yeah. So give me just a second, because luckily this guy's head is just slightly larger than mine, and that's why I left it so you could stitch it and stuff, in the back.
Yeah.
So give me just a second.
Yeah, you're talking about uh, recording my progress and process on the house. I thought about just doing I got a GoPro if it still works. Thought about doing just like time lapse, have it take a picture every 4 or 5 minutes.
That actually be pretty cool.
I mean, it would, I guess you stitch it all together in like a slideshow and make it fast enough where it looks like video, but it'd just be basically a picture gallery.
I think that'd be pretty cool. Plus, I mean, if other people liked it, you could have an alternative revenue source to help with some of the expenses.
You know, on YouTube, you don't start getting any monetary stuff out of it until you get 100,000 viewers, I think.
No, I know. I'm the one who posts all the stuff up for TBA on YouTube. We are technically monetized. Technically. Because of the sheer number of videos we have, but we do not actually get enough views to amount to actual monetization.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I remembered I had this anvil. Now, where the hell did I put my setter again?
Yeah, those curved things, you got to have an anvil or something to be able to get in there.
I just need the horn right here is what is helping me so much.
Yeah. I've got all my daubers for dyeing sitting in my windowsill. And to make sure I keep my colors separated, I've had to write in the windowsill which dauber is which until I can get my French cleat system up on the wall. Once I do that, I'm going to do like a cup hook holder bracket that has the names of them imprinted with a tag that shows what color is what. Because I don't use a dauber and throw it away. I use a dauber until it just don't work no more. There's no sense spending money on daubers when you don't have to.
That's the reason I have those neoprene sponges.
You know, I've got sponges and sponge brushes that I use, but when you're when you hand dye leather, the daubers seem to do better because you can get the circular motion you need. The brushes tend to leave it light in places. You
That's
don't
what
get
I've probably used the washable, reusable orange sponges from Tandy.
yeah.
I've had a
Well,
lot of
I used to use the sea sponges. They work real well, and you can wash them out, but you have to be careful not to cross contaminate your dyes, your colors with them.
well, if I get back into doing this regularly, which Lord knows, Cannon, right now I ain't got time because I have a countdown on time currently of
Honestly, with everything that I need to get done to be able to get the house started, I shouldn't be working on leather right now. But we got to we got to keep our stock up, keep our business going for these events we go to. So I'm having to make time for that and not let everything else go.
well, now that I got the shed up and got space, and I'm gonna go ahead and say something. Never buy Warrior brand from Harbor Freight. Never.
Talk about the tools.
Yeah, don't buy Warrior brand.
No,
No, I
I
got
don't buy any. I don't. I buy very few power tools from Harbor Freight because they just don't last.
now. I've got a Chicago Electric router that has lasted. The Warrior belt sander I have, other than someone not tightening the tension on it right, so it sanded a line in itself because it has a plastic housing. That's that's actually worked. I have burned through two 7-inch sanders from Warrior. So right now, my Valentine's gift from Emily was a Chicago Electric one, and all the Chicago, like my band or my drill press, my chop saw, and a couple other ones that I got that are Chicago Electric. They do okay. They're not fantastic because I mean they are a cheaper. They are meant to be used, abused, and then eventually tossed out. You buy them for a specific job site. But
Yeah.
those 7-inch sanders from Warrior brand, I burnt two of them up sanding board tops for things. It also doesn't help that the other person that occasionally uses my shop does not clean a tool before he puts it up, which I'm guilty of sometimes. But when I come back and I have to blow dust out of everything, it's one of those of you about to have to start cleaning or you can't use this shit.
Yeah, they got to be some shop rules if somebody else is going to be sharing.
But so I got this. I was going to get the Bauer, but my thing is the Chicago Electric's done well. The Chicago Electric was $60 versus $99. And I have experience with Chicago Electric. I'm not 100% sure on Bauer. However, Bauer is, I think, made by the same people who make Milwaukee. Then again, if they make Milwaukee, they make Ryobi. I mean, hell, half those things are the same.
No,
They're the same company. You just change the logo on them when you put them out or put green in the plastic. But it's just one of those of, I'm going to give it a shot because I was like, maybe I can just buy a better quality belt sander. But that 7-inch sander, that surface area and that spinning function does so much more and prevents me from cutting lines when I use it. Also, I think my hand planer might be Warrior. But my hand planer is actually, I love that tool. It is useful in certain situations. It is not always useful.
Plane or electric hand?
What?
Hand plane or electric?
Electric. It is electric. I bought that because I could not afford a big planer, like a job site planer.
Yeah.
And I'm trying, and I need your advice on this one because the planer, you know, or thicknesser, I guess, in England, that's a big purchase. And I'm tempted to try the Bauer first to see how much I will actually use one of these. But I'm fairly certain if I get one, I'm going to be using it regularly. So I'm tempted just to buy the DeWalt.
Talking about like 13-inch?
Yeah.
Get the DeWalt. You will not regret it.
Okay, so that's something to save up for.
I've got a DeWalt 13-inch, and I've got a Grizzly 15-inch. And even the Grizzly 13-inch would be a good one.
Well, I'm looking for the ones that are mobile, not.
Well, the Grizzly has a mobile tabletop one like the Delta, or the Delta and the DeWalt.
I was looking at the DeWalt mostly because I've used a smaller version at the wood shop when at work.
Yeah.
And I really like that thing, but it's because all my cutting, my serious cutting and sanding has to happen outside. So
yeah.
My smaller shop means that I don't have room to put in a dust extraction system. I have air filtration, but there's just no way I don't have the room to put in extraction.
Yeah.
So the best I could do is a shop vac connected to it, which is not going to cut it. All right, let me see how this works now that I got the ears on. Okay, not the most comfortable thing, but helmets never really are from my experience with them. Let me tilt this up.
Even a helmet with a hard hat thing in it's not comfortable.
Let me get this positioned right. So ears are covered. And then a couple rivets right there, and this should be good, I think. So, definitely room in the nose, which was the main point I had.
Yeah, the helmet I made with the face mask on it, the problem I have is if somebody wears glasses, it don't fit very well.
I was trying to make sure that I had enough room around the eye sockets without being ridiculously huge. Okay. So this will fit like this. Okay. The issue I have... Oh crap, where did I have this facing on this? Okay, I think it was like that. Because I think I probably am going to end up needing to stitch the nose together. Let me get this back over here so it's not looking at my mug. You still there, Cannon?
Yep. Dying away. Trying to figure out what colors to put on all these. I got leaves in green and I've got leaves in yellow before. I'm doing the next one I'm doing is going to be brown. I don't know what to do the other two.
You could always look at the color schemes for the Eladrin from D&D, because the Eladrin are the 4 seasons.
Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons I went with the green for spring or summer. The yellow was for fall. The brown's going to be for winter. I don't really know what to do for some. Well, your summer and your spring's pretty much green. I don't know of a different color I could use for to differentiate.
You could say the yellow is like the golden wheat in summer, and then you could do orange for autumn.
Yeah, but I don't have any orange dye.
Yeah, that restricts everything.
And I tell you, Tandy is getting to be a problem to get dyes. Because all they want you to buy is little 4-ounce bottles. You can't hardly find the gallons or the quarts anymore. And I used to buy my dyes by the quart. So uh, I've been changing brand of dyes.
I've had to use Febring, but have you looked at Weaver leather?
I have looked at some stuff from Weaver, but not a lot. But I've decided that I'm going to change over completely to Angelus dyes. They've got 100 times more color choices than Tandy does, because I used to be able to get Timber Brown dye, which is was my go-to for my browns. I call it my Cowboy Brown dye. And Tandy's not selling it anymore. So I got some Febring's brown dye. Some of the Pro dye that's alcohol based. The only downfall to it is it's really, really dark. I mean, it's almost a chocolate brown.
That's what I've had to deal with this purple. I don't know, have you run into an issue with leather dye? With leather dye causing curlage?
Causing the leather to curl?
Yeah.
On occasion, it just depends on where the leather comes from and where the leather is on the cow.
Because I've run into that. There's some of these pieces that curled pretty bad, but I was able to work it back out. But also the texture is completely different, and how it took the dye is completely different, even though it was from the same shoulder.
Yeah. One of the things that I do, even though I've dyed it, when you dye it, it hardens up, gets stiff. Even after I dye it and seal it, I can go back and put neat's foot oil on it, and it softens the leather up and makes it more pliable, so you can shape it.
This is going to get my... I've done a coat of watered down Mop and Glow on this.
Yeah.
But again, not everything took the same way, so I'm going to go back with my beeswax and what is it? Saddle oil.
Yeah. You seen the pictures of my straps? You see the one that's got the line of mushrooms on it?
Let me pull it back up. Yeah.
What do you think would be a good color on that? And I don't specifically want to paint the mushrooms. I just want to make it all one color and do an antique on it.
Maybe a red or a light blue.
I got a light blue.
Something that kind of leans into the mushroom colors.
I hadn't used my light blue before, so I think I'm going to try the light blue. I've got a dark blue. Hang on just a second. What do you think on the critical hit one?
I feel that one could be any color, but you really should paint the letters something bright, like a good white or a gold.
Better than a metallic copper or a metallic bronze.
Either one of those would be really good on it. But if you go with, if you do copper, I would say make it green, like a dark green,
I got a Kelly green.
and have that. I would do that because the copper and green are something I always put together when I was painting armor.
Yeah. And I've got a Kelly green from Angelus. But yeah, the Angelus guys, the only downfall to them is they come in a 3 ounce bottle. The small bottles are 3 ounce, whereas the Tandy bottles are 4 ounce. So it's less dye, but there again, I wanted to try the dyes because they're alcohol based. I wanted to try the dye colors before I spent the high price on uh, the larger sizes. I wanted to make sure it was colors that I would use,
Right.
colors or colors that would the colors that I was expecting and not something off because I got my first experience with Angelus dyes was that pink that I got when Elizabeth wanted pink armor,
Mm-hmm.
and they called it a light rose. And it turned out well. I bought it in a quart. I'll never use a quart of pink dye. But this Angelus dye, I'm using this blue right now, and you know how on the water base that we get from Tandy, you have to do 3 or 4 coats in order to get a good smooth color.
And sometimes
This Angelus do what?
I was gonna say to get there was a crimson that I would make that was a mixture of brown and tandy red.
Yeah. Well, this blue Angelus, 1 coat and it's even. I found out with the Angelus dyes that even if the leather is not, a lot of times you want your leather to be cased before you start dyeing or have a slight moisture content to it for the water-based stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you still have to put 2 or 3 coats on it to get an even dye out of it. This Angelus stuff, bone dry leather, well, not bone dry,
Oh,
but
hey Vince.
1 coat, 1 coat and it's covered.
Hey, you going, buddy? You going to bed? All right. Hey, sleep. He got stuck in his toy box. My child got stuck in the toy box, Cannon. You good?
That sounds fun.
Hey, buddy. I love you. Good night. Let me get a hug. Hey, love you. You're going to have fun at school this week. And remember, you get to go spend the weekend with Susu and Pawpaw, okay? So be good. Hey, remember to be good. We got to be good this week. Since it's a long weekend that's coming up.
Yeah.
He's gonna spend it with my parents because I'm taking kids to the National Civil Rights Museum in Memphis. Taking a field trip this week, so we're not gonna have Tears of Kairos, and I need somebody to stream Chris's game for him. Because I'm not going to be available to do it. But I'm taking them to see the Grizzlies Wednesday night, and then I'm taking them to the museum is set up in the motel where Martin Luther King got shot. So taking them there for a field trip because originally I was like, let me take y'all to New Orleans because New Orleans is great. I love the city. But they were like, let's go to Memphis. I was like, okay. And then all the ones that voted to go to Memphis didn't pay their money to go on the field trip. But it's going to be fun.
Sounds like it.
But tell me how blessed these kids are. I shouldn't say that. That comes off kind of condescending. These kids are not used to certain things. Like I told them initially, the hotel says 6 to a room, so to keep this trip cheap, it's going to be 6 to a room. And you would have thought that I slapped somebody. I'm sitting here thinking, this room says 6 to a room, but I'm a steampunk. We could fit so many people with 2 queen sizes and a sleeper that's a queen.
Yeah. What hotel y'all using?
We're going to be staying at the Comfort Suites in South Haven.
Well, just to give you a heads up in the future, try your extended stay America. There are suites with full kitchens, and they tend to be cheaper than any other hotel, and they are nice.
If we were staying there for more than one night, we would have. But I was trying to keep this trip as affordable as possible. Like, we're going to tour a college on the way up so that we don't got to pay for the bus.
Yeah.
Delta State.
That's a pretty good college. I've heard a lot of people say it's good, and I've known a couple of people that went there.
The kids asked me what's the mascot, and I said most of the time people are going to tell you they're the Fighting Okra, because the Statesman mascot was so badly made they said it looked like an okra. So they have the Statesman mascot, which is their official mascot, and then they have the Fighting Okra.
Yeah.
Which is, there's my other setter. It's kind of like Arkansas with the boll weevil.
Yeah, I'm liking these Angeles guys. I actually got some metallic paints that I've got. They're water-based, but they're Angeles brand as well. And I'm liking them.
Good.
They do 50 times better than what Cobra Color did from Tandy.
I've never.
You guys, now I've got 2 more leaves to do. Am I going to do those green and yellow like I did the others, or try different? I guess I could do a red leaf. Red could be fall color.
Mm-hmm.
See what I've got in red. I know I've got a red Cobra Color pen. But that's not going. I stepped away from my phone a little bit if I sound weak.
It just is a little echoey, but that's never been an issue for us, really, with as long as we can get audio in. Let's see where to put this one, right?
Yeah. There's a red. Okay, red. It says it's red. All right. Oops, I got to put another label up here. And my pencil. Yellow and black. Put red in the middle. I got to hurry up and get my walls. Got to hurry up and get my walls filled with muddy and sanded and painted so I can put my
French cleat up.
So I can put my French cleats up and start building little specific things to hold my stuff.
There is something dangerous that's happened over here, though, kind of near me.
What day open?
Harbor Freight on my way home from work.
Oh yeah, that can.
Look, like I was saying earlier, the power tools I've never been sold on, but those F clamps that they have, especially the 6-inch.
Yeah.
Like once you start getting bigger, like I have a couple of the bigger ones. But once you go bigger than the 6-inch from not Tandy, but Harbor Freight, they're not 100% accurate, and they bend and they warp.
Yeah.
But that being said, they're little magnetic parts holders.
Yeah, the little magnetic bowls.
I just picked up a 4-inch and another magnetic strip because I like to put my bits. I've bought a bunch of hex head or star head bits from DeWalt brand.
Yeah.
And I don't have I got a brand new drill set and a drill set. Well, I should say a drill set and a half for Christmas. But I always need longer star head to get into places.
Yeah.
So I just have them connected on a magnetic strip. All right. Oh, crap. I might be done. Because these ear flaps don't connect to the back. So let's see. Pretty plain. Pretty simple.
Plain and simple is good a lot of time.
It's the first helmet I've ever built. And I wanted it to be simple. Let me see how this fits now that I got the face on it. Alright, well, let me tilt the camera this way. It fits, and it can be loosened. It sucks over the ears, though. I'm glad I stitched this right here. That actually gives it a little bit more stability, and it doesn't want to pinch. I'm really glad I decided not to put a rivet there. That would have been dumb. How's it look?
That's pretty good. Got a little bit of a Roman look to it.
It's kind of what I was going for because it was really the simplest thing I could build. Initially, he wanted more of a Viking helm.
Yeah.
And I told him I've made one leather cap and it was not good looking. That's like one of the few leather projects I threw away after it got used in its initial pictures and stuff. But I'm happy with this. I just am going to oil it to see if that does anything different, and that's where I will call it a night on this. So I'll be right back, Cannon. Oh, wait, it's over here now. Somewhere in this house is a small crock pot that I bought for the specific purposes of making more of this. I don't think this will do any harm over the top of the wet or mop and glow, should it, Cannon?
What is it?
The leather balm that's
No,
beeswax.
that's not going to hurt it at all. Because I need to put oil over mine after it's been filled. And it still penetrates some. You know, unless you put 3 or 4 coats of the
No,
mopping glow water down, unless you put 3 or 4 coats on, you're not going to get a full fill.
I'm
But
just trying
the
because
leather,
some of it's shiny and there's a whole lot that's not. Because again, the leather took the dye so differently in different places.
make both of these red. I haven't done a red one yet. I've done a green one that's sold and then a yellow one that's sold. I think I'm going to do the last one I got here in red. So I don't have to break out another color and don't have to break out another dauber.
I love that part of a project, or especially when I'm painting minis. All right, you all are going to have this red on because I don't feel like rinsing out a brush. I got to find a better cord for this though. Because right now I just got some thinner cordage.
What's the cord do?
It laces up the back so it'll fully close.
Oh, okay.
I've seen a lot of helmet designs, and it's like nothing about this seems like, because the way a lot of them are made is that they just pull over. And I was like, kind of like just a Halloween mask. And I was like, that does not look comfortable. I'd rather make something that's slightly adjustable, especially in case, I'm off by a couple millimeters or something like that. Because I know me, there's a chance that no matter how many times I measure, something changes, Okay, that's
The way the leather lays and the way it got some overlaps, it'll change the size of it quick.
and you can't stretch it. At least not.
Technically, no.
Oh, you can in the early stages. I can't stretch it at this point. Not without difficulty.
You can wet it and oil, or you can oil it really well and get a little stretch out of it. Not like before you finished it.
Oh, there is a video between now and at the end of the month. We'll do our kitchen table.
Yeah.
I want you to watch because I want your opinion on it. I know you're not the biggest fan of DeResta, but I was watching how he made a cat bag out of leather. I just want your opinion on the mold he made.
Cat bag.
He called it a cat bag because his cat kept getting in it. It's like a little blanket tote. But
how'd he make his mold?
He cut it out of plywood and kept the negative and took a little bit off for the thickness of the leather off the negative after he cut out the oval.
Yeah.
And then he formed it around the negative and then put the positive, the rest of the board that the hole was cut out of, and just screwed it down into
to stretch it.
To stretch it into that shape.
That is what a lot of the old time leather workers do. That is a common thing.
because I saw it and I went, I had never thought like I've thought about like if I had to make a hat, I'd have to
Yep.
carve a rounded piece of wood, or in the case of some more modern and newfangled folks, make
A hat mold.
make a or use a 3D printer to make a oval. But let me take a picture of this real quick.
Second, and I'll take a picture of what I got. Because I've got all my pieces dyed right now. They got to dry before I can do much else with them. But I can move on to other stuff that I've already got done.
I feel bad. This has been such a back burner project for me.
Throw some of the extra ones that I've already got done on. All right, hang on just a minute. I'm going to get a picture.
All right. I'm going to check your picture here in a second, but I'm going to go ahead and end the stream, Cannon.
All right.
All right. Thank you to anybody that watched. Y'all have a good night. And since Knox isn't here, don't let your meat loaf.